Go ahead. Sorry, I'm muting.
Welcome to the grand final of Meta Madness, everybody. Nothing Left goes up against Team Russia, and if you haven't realized it yet, this is a rematch. Team Russia bodied the lower bracket. They took down Grammet Gaming in an epic series that went the full distance, and now we have Tomb of the Spider Queen, our first map. Since this is the first time that we are starting this grand final and the first map in this grand final, I also want to just reiterate the rules real quickly. We're actually currently looking at a tournament where 11 heroes are already pre-banned before the tournament even started, and every single hero that gets banned out right now during any map of this best of 5 will be banned for the entire duration. Meaning, if we end up again on map number 5, we're having 41 heroes banned. So, well, let's start this off. Also with me again is Trixler, as we're heading into another epic grand final, where we might see a couple of interesting picks here. Maybe even a Murky, who knows?
I highly doubt that, but I would be incredibly happy to see a Murky. Let's hope for it. Also, all we can do is just pray and hope that the Murky Fish Gods decide to be kind to us on this day. For now, Alarak and Imperius will be banned out, and you know what? I'm glad to see Imperius ban out in game number 1. He has been quite the shish kebabber in a lot of series that we've seen, and then there's a Gul'dan taken away, which means we might see that Jaina once again. Oh, we can actually get an Ana first pick from Linked.
Yeah, and of course that would work really well with that Jaina that you just mentioned. So Jaina, Li Ming, both would work well with an Ana boost. We have to keep in mind that also the Malfurion ban is actually an interesting one because it gets banned out by Team Russia. Now, Khaldor Martian has been playing Malfurion all tournament long. That he's the one to ban out Malf is a bit crazy. That hero's banned against them several times, so I'm actually really interested what the thought process behind that is. But talking about that Jaina that you just mentioned, we have now Jaina and Leorg immediately taken, and of course that means that with the ban on Gul'dan, you're looking towards Li Ming to have a good recipient for the nano boost.
Calamity Nano Boost Li Ming is a scary sight indeed, especially if you are to overstep. And now we'll be able to see it here from our blue team. Now, I am kind of curious to see what Poryboss is going to be playing. From what I understand, from what I've watched a little bit, he's been playing a little bit more of the main tank role, am I correct? But here we have the Rexar actually coming out. And Poryboss, man, just before we talk about this Rexar, he seriously was one of my favorite up-and-comers, quiet players in HEC that I felt like really did well in the top lane and had such great synergy with his main tank back in the time. So I'm glad that he continues to have a successful career outside of HEC, and I just kind of want to say that, man, because Poryboss definitely puts in the work and it shows.
It also shows on his Rexar. It's one of the reasons why Rexar was actually banned out in multiple series against him immediately as the series started. It was really interesting when that transition happened, because at the beginning nobody really looked too much at Rexar, and then all of a sudden it started popping up more and more and more. It started to become a little bit of a niche meta, but especially against Nothing Left and also against the Russians, to be fair, we've seen a lot of Rexar bans, so that we actually get to see him on that bot lane is going to be super interesting if that hero performs. And therefore would maybe even get another ban on the last map. Stork with Stitches again. He wants that hit point pool. He wants to be unkillable with that Hungry for More on level 1.
It's actually good to see this too, that Stitches and Leo together, because Imperius was actually used by this team for their triple melee composition. Now, of course, we have some variety already, but it also gives a little bit more detail as to why we see that Imperius ban here on game number 1. They showed a Stitches, Leo, Imperius, Phoenix composition that was quite scary early on in the tournament. So, very, very cool to see once again Stitches coming out, even if they don't have the Imperius available for pickup.
And we have Zul as the main tank. There's Rhaegar for Khaldor Martian on the side of the Russian team. But as we're heading into game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, Zul main tank with Rexar at his side, and that's only in the first game of this best of 5 series. Let's jump right in. Tomb of the Spider Queen is the map as we are heading into map number 1 of the grand final. Game number 1, Nothing Left goes up against Team Russia. And the Russians, they're once again in their element. They're starting in red. To the left side of the map in blue, though, we have Poryboss on Rexar for the Polish team. Blake Kidney on Phoenix for Nothing Left. Zadoon on Zul, acting as the main tank here, with Linked on Ana and Guru on Li Ming. And over at the right side of the map, Stark again on Stitches with his hungry for more. Several times played down the map, really eager to get those regeneration globes. Ended up several times with more than 9,000 hit points in the late game. Farlander playing on Reyna, Toxic on Leoric, Collier Martian on Rhaegar, and Banana Beer on Jaina as we head into this first one.
Stock immediately comes out and attempts to drop a hook on top of the bear, but Pooty Boy, too good for that, dodges out, and we will see who will win the wave clear battle that you typically have on Tomb of Spider Queen. Now, Zul is very helpful when it comes to that wave clear. That's why he can actually be pretty strong as a main tank, because he helps out with terms of grabbing the map control and pushing everything forward so you can get the proper engages that you want. But Jaina, as we talked about in the draft, is here and ready for our red team. As actually Banana Beer taking on Blakitney on the top left. Blakitney will have to get away, but Banana Beer low too.
Yeah, Banana Beer barely moving out of that one. That's 150 hit points that he had. If you sneeze at that guy, if Guru gets a combo out, that's 100% a kill. We're seeing already Stark working exactly on the talent that we talked about. The Hungry for More is going to be absolutely crucial. They're trying to get the kill at the top again. Blakitney gets away for now, and Stark is retreating. Now, there's one thing that I still want to point out as we're heading into this first map. These guys, both teams, have actually been playing in the tournament today for a long time. This has been a long day. A lot of the best of fives went the full distance, ended up on the 5th map. And with a time difference, it's actually already midnight in Russia as we're starting into game number 1. So that's a lot of dexterity and stamina that you need to really go through this and to also stay sharp while you're trying to take that title and the prize money.
Yeah, on one side, I sympathize with them, but on the other, it's also what makes champions, right? Being able to push through and go through these long days. And that's what we're looking for here. We want to see who's able to push their way through this meta madness there, fight off the madness, if you will, and earn that victory. And both these teams are very capable of pulling that off. They've shown us a lot of great games. I mean, the last series we just got from the Russians was phenomenal to watch overall. So I'm actually very excited to watch both these teams and see who exactly will be crowned champion by the end of today.
And especially also with the Meta Madness running now for the first time again since 2 years, it's one of the things where maybe in the future there can even be a couple of adjustments to make it also a bit easier on the players. And so far the tournament has been an absolute blast. And I'm definitely up for maybe even splitting it onto 3 days, make it a bit easier for the players, get a few more teams in, and expand the entire series. But that's something we're going to talk about after the tournament. For now, we want to see who crowns themselves champion today. And a win on map number 1 would definitely get you closer to that goal. And keep in mind, this is a rematch. We saw this in the winner bracket final. And in that, it was a 5-mapper where Nothing Left barely was able to decide the final map in their favor.
Something is missing here. Somebody's missing out on gems. There's a slight lead here for our red team, 40-31. It looks like some gems are being missed out by the blue team. Got to be careful with that. Those definitely add up. Speaking of adding up, huge engage here on Stitches here in the middle, and the damage adds up enough to equal net 0, as Stitches will fall victim to the blue team.
Hit him hard and hit him early before he has that insane hit point pool. So they get the early kill against him, and they're going for the double. Toxic low at the bottom. Ooh, Li Ming. What a call there. Nicely done, and that is 14 gems lost. Collier Martian on Rhaegar is not quick enough on his feet to secure those.
Grew out here sniping another chunk.
These setups.
Banana Beer. Dude, literally just getting hit by a bone prison, and this is something that we used to see back in the into a Chromie composition. You would do a bone prison, drop the entire combo from Chromie. But Li Ming just as great too. If there's nothing in the way and you're able to get that straight narrow vision on a combo, you can blow them up. And right now, you're looking over to the blue team, and they are showing what exactly they are capable of here as they continue to pull it off time and time again.
I honestly was questioning at the start the Zul pick this early as the main tank in Meta Madness, and granted it is Tomb of the Spider Queen, but we have seen such a massive battle over the front line in the previous games, since especially the tanks have been targeted not only in the 11 pre-bans towards the tournament, but also afterwards. But they make that Zul work really well, and as you said, it just paints a bullseye every single time you get that bone prison in on a target that Li Ming can capitalize on. And once we're seeing later on the nano boost with that, if that performance from Guru so far continues, he is going to get a massive amount of reason. Look at Stark, he's nearly dying again.
Hook comes out, it's going to be on top of Zedune. Zedune tries to get the auto attack for the kill, but misses out on it. Meanwhile, in the back line, Banana Beer comes in and gets his own snipe, taking out Phoenix. Dancing with fire, though, as Guru goes in for the Calamity, looking for that reset. And if he gets that reset, he could have picked off Stitches too, but Banana able to sidestep as Rhaegar takes a bit of a hit. The helping hand comes out, not so much helping, but definitely a hand there as Rhaegar is able to escape.
Hey, he definitely tried there. It was a sleeping dart of Anna that prevented Rhaegar from actually getting into range. 11 stacks already on the level 1 here for Hungry for More. Again, every 10 he gets 300 hit points. Well, granted, every single he gets 30, but it's easier to calculate like that, so just cast a math. Meantime, still the attempt to turn in, and so far the red team hasn't even delivered a single gem into the Web Weavers.
Rhaegar attempting to drop off the 18 he has. Meanwhile, middle lane, Phoenix is taking a bit of a fight. Low on health. There's going to be the hook, and he can't warp out in time. Farlander shows up, gets the auto attacks, clicks, and then goes with the penetrating round to find the kill.
The Russians definitely gained a lot of momentum after winning the series against Granite Gaming. Now, granted, it obviously is also draining if you have to play another 5-mapper before you head into the grand final here. But so far, the comeback is definitely a good one. The early game kind of went to nothing left with those kills that they were able to secure thanks to the setups of Zul. But now Team Russia is fighting back heavily and gets the first Web Weaver wave. The objective is secured, as we're seeing them, of course, angle for level 10 to try and boost that push even more.
Solid timing, too. They'll be building towards that level 10, they'll be able to connect with it. Now, their opponents will have 10 themselves, but typically you want to be able to have a turn in while you hit that 10 advantage and be able to push it somewhere on the battleground. So as long as they don't get picked off here before the Web Weavers hit and they get that 10, they should be able to do some damage. But so far, you look over to the blue team and nothing left is making sure they do not give them that opportunity. They step up, attempt to clear out the middle wave, get some cleaves in from Zul, and that will help them slow the traction that the red team is trying so hard to build.
I think a lot of the pressure is really also on Toxic again as he plays for I don't know how many times Leoric. The Entombs need to be in point, and as we said before, I mean, we've been casting now for like 9 hours, and these guys have been playing the entire time, and hitting those Entombs is going to be crucial. Zul down, Jaina dead as Li Ming gets the kill in the reset, but Toxic is starting to move in. But he's not able to get anything done here just yet. Podibos came in from the side too and unleashed the force, but there was no follow-up for it.
Yeah, it's one of the things when you're dealing with a water elemental. Jane actually went for water elemental instead of that Ring of Frost that we typically see. And if you can get on a juicy target like Li Ming, and she has no one to help her clean that up, it will actually burn down her health bar and making it very hard for her to find those resets she was looking for. And Ana is one of the supports that doesn't really burn that water elemental down as fast as she would like. So the water elemental stopped Li Ming from going for those resets, and in fact, stopping that full momentum they were trying to achieve. You gotta have somebody jump on top of that, or we're going to have a really hard time for our Li Ming, so keep an eye out for that. We'll see if the water elemental does get cleaned up, because the Russian team is making sure it is focused on Li Ming, who is the bread and butter here of nothing left.
They're going blow for blow right now, though. I mean, Podibos is sitting at 40 gems just by himself, so if they at any point can drop Rexa, that would be a disaster for him. And again, the big battle in the middle as both of those bruiser cams are facing off against each other. Toxic already sitting at the side, looking to see if maybe with an Entomb he can start a fight here. Li Ming is still topside, so that's something that they can aim for. And they're looking, of course, for the hook again. But Guru moves away immediately as he sees that the rotation is heading his way. It's all about the turn-in right now, and Podibos gets the 40 gems delivered. Nicely done. So after just attacking with their own objective, we're now seeing Team Russia having to defend.
Question is, where is the focus going to be here for nothing left? Bottom lane slightly opened up already. There is a turret there standing, so I want to see how exactly they're going to split this. It looks like they're going to run a 1-3-1 here. Zul to focus on the middle lane and clear out those waves, and then from there they can decide how exactly they want to rotate on their opponents. Toxic right now in the bottom lane against Podibos, who is playing safe. Remember, with that animal husbandry getting picked up, he's wanting to make sure he's stacking up his health. But he'll go ahead and bolster out this push as much as he can. Meanwhile, Link's in trouble.
Yeah, Link in a lot of trouble, but he's not the only one. Link goes down, but so does Jaina, and that's the end of Rhaegar. Not only he, Reyna falls, and so does Stitches. Russia gets deleted in that fight, with Toxic also getting bodied as Podibos delivers the final blow. 5-man wipe as we have the mid lane opened up completely. The lead in levels and experience, and nothing left is on the march.
Dude, Guru coming in there like hot butter on cheese, just cutting through the entire red team, finding those resets, using the Calamity. He had a sliver a sliver of mana, but he found that perfect Calamity, and of course with the follow-up from Rexar, they were able to get the kill. Beautiful team fight here for the blue team.
He absolutely did, and he dropped that cheese like a hot knife, just slicing through it. Boss experiences the same feeling here as he dies, and that is also 22 gems that just got taken away from nothing left. So definitely a bit of an answer that we see from Team Russia. The question just remains, can they really start a combat, because now they've lost every single fort that they had.
Yeah, things are very, very hurtful here for the red team. We'll see if Team Russia can turn this around, because they only have 21 gems available on right now. You look over to the blue team, they have 46 already stacked up, get 9 more, and of course they'll have enough to be able to go for that turn-in. And another turn-in could be devastating, especially if they're able to repeat the results we just saw from them. Russia making sure to cover all their bases here, actually setting up around that boss, making sure nothing is being stolen away, while they wait for their opponents here to step out onto the middle of the field.
And thanks to the Siege Giants that were just claimed at the bot lane, this one is going to pressure, and it focuses, of course, a bit of the attention to the bottom of the map, which is Leoric rotating in to drop at the defense, but that makes sure that Nothing Left has a better position around the turning point, and they could try and deliver those 48 gems that they currently hold. They're forcing everybody else back, and they're so close to 16 that it will be a big advantage that should lead to another Webweaver wave coming in for them.
Should. 16 about to connect here for our blue team. There goes that turn-in we were mentioning earlier. No contest whatsoever here from the red team. 10 more need to be dropped off. Phoenix is working on it, and the hook does not connect. It was a blind hook. He assumed he might be able to land on somebody, and it's actually a good blind hook that he threw as a position where someone would sit if they were trying to be safe, but it does not connect. And now with a full level lead, Nothing Left is intending to take away a keep or two.
And they also have the talent advantage, of course, and this is starting to get really, really problematic. You have the talent lead, you have the Webweavers coming down, you are in a fantastic spot, especially since all of those forts are gone and they're just wrapping around here. They're looking to engage from the side, see if they can maybe even flank, but the rotation of Russia goes to the top lane, a safe defense against the top lane Webweaver, but that also means that the bottom lane is wide open, and that gate has already been dropped, as has the first tower. Nothing Left, they want to go right now for the first keep of game number 1.
Okay, here we go. Opening up the bottom lane. They want Zul here to be able to get those minions spawned. There they are. Now, Team Russia immediately setting up for defense, trying to clear out everything they can right away. Jaina in particular is going to be huge here, wanting to be able to get that Blizzard on top of that Webweaver. Here comes a Salvo in. It connects with 4. Pew, 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 pew. Decent damage, with solid healing coming in from Rhaegar. Will keep everyone nice and topped off, while Stock attempts to find someone to pick off.
They still don't have the 16, so Nothing Left is very willing to fight this one. Orange dropping the Azul. Oh, nice Ancestral on Stock, keeps him alive. The kill against Phoenix, and Russia with the defense. They actually make it happen. They go for Boss. They might get the kill.
Ooh.
And yes, they do a double kill as the Russians are once again successful to fight against an opponent with an advantage. A turnaround attempt against Farlander. They're going for more. Guru low, Zadoon isolated and dying. Zul is dead, and we see Toxic trying to make the play for Linked.
He's just slowing it down. Now, there is no hook here for Stock for, I think, 4 more seconds, but Linked is low on health. That's going to be 4. Guru is able to escape as he is the only one left standing here for Left Behind.
This team just never stops to amaze me. They just don't. They deal with the Webweavers, they get 4 heroes killed, and they're able to protect every single keep they have, and it results in another turn-in for themselves. These guys are just... It honestly feels like no matter what you do, they always come back. We talked in HTC about the spirit animal of a couple of the teams being a cockroach, and if there was ever more true for a team, it's definitely Team Russia. Whenever you think they're dead, there's another 2 popping up, and they're always coming back.
I look at Russia as more like a kangaroo, man. You don't think of kangaroos as scary,
no.
but when you see them...
Tim, that's Australia.
What? Oh, that's Australia. You're right. I thought they were drop bears, but, you know, I do get my animals confused occasionally. Hang on, Russia's coming in for an aggressive play, and this is why I call them a kangaroo, man, because they don't just lay over and not die. Sometimes they go in and punch you in the face, and if you've seen a kangaroo, those mofos are buff. They're bigger than Khaldor, which is very, very rare to see.
I'll take your word for that. Top lane pressure as Russia goes straight for the next 40. Mid lane has been completely destroyed, and they're still on the move, with especially that spell aura from the Bruiser Cam absolutely delivering. Even Toxic is joining the fun here as the team is starting to take the lead in experience. Team Russia is moving in once more. The Russians were memeing earlier and saying 1 shot of vodka for every single kill so far, of every single death. So far they died 9 times, and whatever empowers them here, it definitely does the trick as they are going in for the next kill, keeping Toxic alive, taking all of those forts and still fighting with a nice Ancestral, keeping Reyna in play.
Rhaegar straight up is carrying this right now. The healing ward and also the ancestral healing kept that team alive. The healing ward gave just enough healing to make sure that Leoric would not fall with the help of Drain Hope, and he was able to sneak on through, and then of course the ancestral healing to turn around and keep Reyna alive. Beautiful play by Rhaegar. You gotta call him out for pulling it off in the match. Now 19 and 18 3/4 here as the Russian team continues to keep their lead. Do need to be a bit careful though, because you're looking over at nothing left, and they are looking for their own fight. A bear gets pulled in. The bear gets low. Don't kill the bear. No, it killed the bear. And next, they're going to turn around and potentially take out Link. There's going to be 2 pickups, as the bear definitely counts as 1 hero.
And they're going straight into the middle. With the help of that aura, they can now definitely make the play for that keep, and they're trying to. They're getting Phoenix as well. Every time the Russians go in, they take the keep. They're not going to stop. They're going to go core. They always go core. And the caster curse kicks in as they just turn around and play it safe.
They're going to play it safe here. They want to hit that 20. They're thinking about looking at that boss there. And they have a large window, a massive window to be able to work on that boss. So yes, they go straight on over there, clear it out. And they also have a experience lead too.
I'm actually surprised they did that. The last time they did that, it didn't really work out for them. So now they have 20. But yeah, that's an easy boss with only 3 alive. A little bit of a sneak down to the bot lane on the other hand. What's happening here from nothing left? It seems like they're going to try and force the keep to prevent the boss from pushing through completely. Leo is already there. They must have seen them. Have they been in vision? Nah, Leo just moved down.
I don't think they were in vision.
Leo just moved down to clear the wave, but the other 2 that moved back, they just simply didn't. And now look at the flank coming. They're going to absolutely murder them.
This is bad news bears here, as Misha on the side might be in trouble. Needs to buy a little bit of space there, trying to block Stitches into his hook. Good control here from Pottyboss, who's trying to escape. Remember, that is animal husbandry that will get picked off if he gets taken.
It's
Toxic is coming.
It's unbearable here as the Entomb comes in. And the feign death. Nicely done here, but it only isolates him. He dies, and that's a dead Rexa. Down goes Rexa, down goes Misha. 12 kills against 9, and the boss in the meantime is taking care of the topside keep, or at least trying to.
Oh, you're right. It's actually the Gatherer picked up level 4, the Raging Globes. My bad.
Believe me, I casted so much Rexa lately, I can tell them apart. It's not something that we could say during HGC times, so I absolutely understand the miscall on that talent.
Well, regardless, that quest is done. Just throwing that out there. But we do have a dead Rexar, so we'll be missing out on him for a good 25 seconds. And another Web Weaver wave on... And that keep in the top left, it's good as dead. That is definitely going to be deleted in this push. The question is, will it be more?
Yeah, especially since we are, of course, now looking at a setup with nothing left, at least at level 20. So they at least got that going for them. But you are absolutely right, that keep should fall, and they are going to try and go for the core here. The bottom keep is also going to take severe damage. There's already Siege Giants, the Web Weaver coming in now too, and nothing left can't focus their attention onto the bottom keep. They just can't. With the mid lane being heavily attacked right now from Team Russia, they need to protect that. Unleash the Boars, barely gets it out. Oh, an unbearable situation for Leoric though, as Rexa drops him here. And that's Li Ming again, moving in, creating some space, but the hook connects with Sudun. And that's the end of Zul.
Nothing left is barely holding on right here. Blakidney in particular, low on HP, has to back up and heal up. But the Web Weavers, that onslaught is continuing. Leoric has fallen, but the Russians are used to losing one of their fallen comrades, as they have lost Leo multiple times in their series in the past. They continue stepping forward, continuing with the push, and now they're looking towards a core.
They definitely want to end the game right here. Misha is about to be dropped again. Blakidney, oh, the hook, denying him his escape. They take him down. The core is falling. Team Russia about to take the lead in game number 1, as we're seeing Pottyboss about to die. He feigns his death again, but Misha is already dead and Rexa can't live without her. The suicide is real as he drops, and that is game number 1 and a lead in the grand final for Team Russia. Game number 2 in the grand final. The Russians once again, they just deliver. I have so much respect for this team. As far as I know, they even played a couple of games for another league before they started into Meta Madness today. But these guys are just going strong the entire time. They have taken the lead again, as insane as it sounds. And now we're seeing them in the second game, Infernal Shrines. The insta-ban on Ana from nothing left. And I just want to see what happens now. I got actually a little bit concerned, Tim, because they currently ask you in the lobby what they should play here. And of course, in good old fashion, you gave them 2 hero choices. But I am not sure I can agree with, but yeah.
It's just one thing that Blakitny remembers. It's my amazing drafting skill. There was a Western clash in which leftovers were going to let me draft for them if Blizzard allowed it during a series, and they were all about it. I was going to build them out the best compositions. There was a forefront hero, of course, Ragnaros Lava Wave, but Blizzard deemed me not capable of drafting because it would be too easy of a win for the leftovers. So Blakitny is aware of what I bring to the table when it comes to my analytical mind.
Wait, did you just tell me that Blizzard was actually for once the adult in the room?
I had to ask 3 people, and it was like, yes, yes, and then a big no came in from the final person. And unfortunately, that person had the most power in that relationship.
All right. That would have been an interesting draft, to say the least. Maybe a victory would have changed the meta of the game forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh!
Hola!
Nice! Infernal Shrines with the Carrigan plays. I'm game. Rega, Leoric on the side of the Russians. Absolute key heroes for them in every single game so far. But we get a Carrigan with a Urel. Now we're talking. Okay. Nothing left. There we go.
Urel to provide the armor as well with the level 4 pickup, so you have constant dive available. I was thinking maybe Blaze, which has been shown in the past, where you have that bunker available in case Carrigan screws up or engage. You have an out at least. But still, Urel brings in the same concept. You just get armor instead. And with Alexstrasza providing the dragon on top of the shrine, they should be able to handle shrines no problemo.
Yeah, there's the Li Ming ban. No resets for you this time. And what do they ban out on the other side? I mean, with Tyrael already banned, there's the Deny and the Sanctification. Melganus could absolutely screw with that combo as well, so he gets banned out too. This is gonna get interesting. The momentum you can get with Carrigan is absolutely amazing, but whoa, Farlander with a Tacita pick. Okay, we actually see a double support Vala coming out in game number 2 already. We had a few of those, but usually later in the series when you're really forced into different picks here. But now with the Carrigan, they're saying Tacita it is, and they drop Banabir on Vala.
I mean, it makes sense in concept, right? Like, what's the double support composition do well with a hypercarry? It minimizes mistakes. And against a Carrigan, what's she trying to do? She's trying to prey on mistakes. She's trying to find those picks, get 1 to 2 people picked off, and then, of course, continue moving forward throughout the fight. And Tassadar and Rhaegar, with a Vala to back them up, if they can get through that, even if it's slightly, they should be able to turn a fight around. So, I like the idea, but will it be enough with a Thrall? And one of my favorite characters to play, a Mephisto, coming out.
Mephisto, we've seen him actually a bit more. And again, don't pick an actual main tank. We had a few games where Urel was actually played as a main tank because all of those main tanks were banned out. There are still a few around here. And we see Stitches again for Stork. He likes that hit point pool. He really, really does. Worked on the last game for them. Let's see if that actually works out once again. Team Russia's in the lead as we're heading into game number 2 here in the grand final of Meta Madness. Infernal Shrines is the map, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump right into it without further ado. Game number 2, Team Russia in the lead. They've taken the map, the first one, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now we're heading into Infernal Shrines, and on the left, Podipos on Urel Zadoon. The main tank player sitting on Thrall here with Blakitny on Carrigan, Guru on Mephisto, and Linked on Alexstrasza. On the right side of the map, it's Stork on Stitches, again with a Hungry for More here on the level 1, Banabir on Vala. We're seeing Farlander on Tacita, Toxic on Leoric, and Kolya Martian on Rhaegar in the second game of our best of 5 series at the grand final. And we have Trash Lightning on level 1 here on Infernal Shrines for Thrall.
Yeah, you opened up with that. I was actually going to ask you what you thought about that here.
I mean, in
for
general,
the blue team.
we see it played quite a bit on Volskaya these days, but mainly on Battlefield of Eternity. Not really a big fan on this map, but if you can stack it, I mean, it can do an insane amount of damage. I've seen a couple of streamers, for example, try to stack it as well. This guy is called like Trick Slayer, and he has a pretty good stream going, but the last time that I saw him play with that talent, he kind of failed to get the stacks together, and then you run into that problem that you don't do enough damage. So,
yeah. It's probably his team's fault, to be honest.
Probably, yes. It's
That's typically what happens on that stream.
Exactly.
Yeah. Crash Lightning, I think it's pretty good on this battleground if you can get in the rotations and get it to pop out. Also pretty good around the skull phase, but I just don't feel like with that cap that came in on it that it's worth the pickup ever usually anymore. I feel like Echo of the Elements just builds up that Ancestral Wrath that you want, which is going to give you that burst that Kerrigan's looking for. Just in general, I don't like it anymore. It's kind of just fallen off. I miss the ability to stack it forever because it was pretty strong in that situation whenever you did try to focus on it.
I mean, if I remember correctly, the last time you took it, you barely hit 20, so it's not like you could stack past 30 anyways.
Wait, are you just trying to flame me, or are you like having a conversation? I'm sorry, what's going on? I'm so confused.
No, like, I actually, like, personally, I actually think the talent is... If you stack it, I think it's pretty awesome, because, like, he will likely end up with the main damage if he gets some stacks together, but it's pretty tough to get the stacks on a map that is not Volskaya or Battlefield of Eternity, so it's all a question of can you actually find the angles for it. That's my
exactly,
thing.
because a lot of players have gotten better at just dancing around it too. I mean, even in just normal, uncoordinated solo queue, like people still dance around that Crash Lightning if they see it coming out, so you would imagine it's even harder in competitive play.
I mean, honestly, at the beginning you're just splitting, and once you're fighting for the shrine itself, the chances of not like bouncing to minions is just super high.
Well, for now he has 2 stacks. We'll keep an eye on that. Looking over to Mephisto here, working out his own W build here as he picks up that level 4. We will be having that shrine spawning soon to the very top. And from there, we'll see what Kerrigan can do.
I'm definitely always impressed how quickly Stitches gets the stacks together for this. Like, I don't know, but it always feels like he should be at less globes that he has. But he's really rotating from one point to another, taking those camps with him as well, and the rotations between the mid and bot lane is definitely working out for Stitches. Already sitting at 9 stacks, so that's nearly 300 additional hit points that he has at this point. Still, on level 4, the extra armor for Tacita. I barely see with Vala compositions the extra life leech anymore. It's mainly about trying to keep targets alive, and obviously that matters a lot when you have Kerrigan on the other side trying to deliver the quick damage. But let's see how that Kerrigan combo works now that we're heading into Shrine number 1.
She's just too squishy, man. If she gets hit by anything, you need that whatever way to stay alive. So I definitely agree with the level 4 pickup here from Tazadar as we build towards that level 7. Oh. Shrine control in favor of our red team, actually, which is surprising. You were expecting a Kerrigan Alexstrasza composition to be the one here trying to grab the Shrine base.
Yeah, and of course they have the AoE now, especially with Tazadar that they can drop, and they do that too. 31 against 8, that looks really good for them. If they just drop the AoE, they should be able to take this, and that means also that we have another set of regeneration globes coming in from Stitches, who already sits at 11 stacks. There's the Storm, that 32, they're going in again. Alexstrasza pops the Dragon as they're trying to hold on to the point.
Combo comes out, will hit Stitches, but Toxic becomes the main focus here as Guro comes in and drops down that lightning circle. Beautiful damage so far there as Polyboss goes into the front as well. 28 to 34. Here's a hook though as Polyboss is attempting to escape. Will he have the Avenging Wrath anytime soon? Gets to heal at the last second, tries to escape, and he barely gets out while Mephisto and Kerrigan find a kill on Leoric.
Yeah, but the Frozen Punisher is still taken here, and they're starting to make their play in. And can the Punisher maybe fight? The Punisher doesn't care at all, doesn't give a fuck, and just simply moves onto the lane while everybody on his teams, with the exception of the support, just dies. That's just BM right there. That's, sorry, if I'm on Team Russia, I'm calling bullshit right now.
Well, it typically goes through the bottom of the choke before it goes in, right? It doesn't fight right on top of the shrine. So I think that was a coordinated attack, a smart play by Nothing Left, actually, waiting for the Punisher to push before going in.
Nah, my salt level would be really high right now. You have that big boy coming through the portal, it's like, yeah, let's go, guys. And then it's just like, nope, I'm gonna go down here first, and then we'll talk about the rest.
Big boy makes his own decisions, Khaldor, and you have to live with it, okay?
He's a strong, independent Punisher who makes his own decisions.
Independent Punisher that can summon things whenever he wants to, and you just have to deal with it, buddy. That's it. That's life.
8 versus 8, 3 kills against 0, and despite the fact that they just won the Punisher, Team Russia now, because of those kills against them, is actually put behind. We're seeing them starting to go straight into that bot lane again. And Stark is sitting at 16 stacks. His hit point pool definitely increasing here as he tries to control all of that. Of course, they need to be careful with Kerrigan. We, by the way, have 7 stacks now on Thrall, who's definitely getting the poke damage in. At this point, he himself is on 9,000, but the more he starts stacking that, even before he completes the quest itself, he will generate a lot of damage through that poke if he can keep it on heroes.
And that damage will continue to go over 9,000 as the rest of the crew build towards their level 10. Slight lead here in favor of nothing left in terms of experience, but the Russians are going to be right behind them. I love the way that Guru is playing, by the way, as well. Just playing around that teleport, always being in the face of his opponent, looking for any opportunities there to apply some damage. And it's going to be Durance of Hate picked up at level 10. Which is one of my favorite heroics. If you're able to land that on top of a Kerrigan combo and people group up to defend that, it just spreads like the plague.
It absolutely does. Thrall has not taken his own talent yet. I mean, traditionally I would have said Earthquake, but if you get a good Sundering in here, especially against the double support, if you get that flank in against someone like Vala, you can definitely murder people, but it's a pretty tricky one to execute, so they go into the safe play right now. Hook against Kerrigan, nice Rain of Vengeance here being used too. Kidney is actually a bit in trouble. The Force Wall stopping him for a moment. Stark with a Putrid Fire, a lot of cooldowns being popped here. Even Alexstrasza just going straight in for Ruby Wings to make sure that she keeps everybody alive here.
Able to survive, but that will be a cooldown down for a good 85 seconds. Vala, on the other hand, moves over to the Pony Boss is currently demanding some attention. Now, he still has that Ardent Defender. He's trying to hold on to it. Will he pop it? He does at the last second. Big cooldown into a hook. Pony Boss? No way.
The play! That should have been a kill. Crazy
full
good play
health.
by Pony Boss. Just gets the cooldowns together, and as the hook comes in, he's able to jump out again. That was actually crazy. Well done by him here. Has to pop the ult, doesn't die. Very, very well done here by Ural. Pony Boss, as he said it before, absolutely delivering here, even in the post-HTC era. Both of the teams now with the camps taken, as we have the second Punisher spawn at the bottom of the map.
Now, with that being said, while Pony Boss did live, that is Ardent Defender down during a Shrine phase, which is a pretty massive cooldown to have, and it makes her play a little bit safer than normal. Kidney comes in and goes for a full combo, getting the heals up, and this Maelstrom is just chunking, providing the shields here. You're going to have Stitches attempting to escape. The cleanse will come out, but Pony Boss dives into the battle.
3-man tomb also great here, but also the Dragon of Link has been popped as they're starting to go straight again for those minions. 19 to 16 with a small lead for nothing left, but all of the cooldowns have already been burned here, as we are seeing once again they aren't committing to it, trying to get the wave clear out there and maybe get ahead. No kill just yet for the Russian team, as they're still looking for the opportunity. They still have a Rain of Vengeance, they still could use the Force Wall, but here comes the ult again from Alexstrasza, delivering in the fight and taking down the hyper carry.
The one thing you cannot do against this composition is get caught in a carrying composition if you are a Vala, and Vala got caught, and that is going to be a kill. With the Cleansing Flame coming out from Alexstrasza, there was enough heals too, and enough damage to make sure she got pinched and cleaned up. And that should be the end of this here for the red team, but they have 3 more minions before they're able to get the Punisher, and they actually snipe it away.
They get the Punisher, and that was insane. Keep in mind, Vala died first, and then they get a great setup against Mephisto, even isolate him with a Force Wall, but they don't have the damage dealer, though they can't even drop Mephisto. And as he escapes, we still see Team Russia get that Punisher. This is honestly getting absolutely nuts. No matter what you do, you just don't seem to be able to kill the Russians here. They are always bouncing back. I can totally see why you went from the cockroach to the kangaroo here. That bouncy bounce that we have from them is crazy. 13 in their hands. They don't have a single kill, not one. But they are ahead. They won both of the Punishers, and they're pushing through the bot lane right now.
Honestly, I wonder if they have a flowchart that they're all just currently looking at. Hang on real quick. The Z-Dune is trying to go for an escape here. Thrall will get a couple of heals procced off. He's able to walk away while the Punisher jumps in. Kidney drops off his combo, goes in for the Maelstrom, but gets hit there as he goes to drop the Cocoon. But will it be enough? No, it will not. Dimensional Shift is enough for Tassadar to stay alive, and the shields are still here for Vala.
And Guru is very likely going to fall now too. Ooh, Oh yes, there's the kill and the double. Another Entomb comes through. Porty Boss, oh my god. Even Alex can't save Thrall. They're only having Porty Boss and Alex Straza back here. And with that second Punisher, 10 minutes in, bam, down goes the keep. They take the fort, they take the keep, go in and just drop it like it's nothing.
Banabir just straight up delivering arrows to the belly button of his opponent, getting these kills. That was 3 beautiful cleanups from him, bringing the damage as needed, and right from there, where they keep getting cleaned up, you're going to see the rest of the team back up and start working on the map. A substantial lead, a full level, and you look over at nothing left, and they are in a position where they might be falling down 2-0, as the control is certain to be enough for our Russians.
And they are in a tough spot. You're certainly wondering, what do they have left to come back into this?
Kerrigan, Mephisto. I mean, 13's a big spike here for Mephisto. Whenever you get that spell
answer, Tim, was nothing, but thanks for
okay.
playing.
Khaldor, to your question that you have just asked, instead of being an improv guy that tries to respond and say yes and try to help out, I'm just going to say they got nothing. They're done, dude. Kick them out of the tournament. It's time for bed. Nighty night. Good night. Nothing left here. Because it's game over, my dudes.
Now you're overselling it. Definitely still. Oh, those force walls. Split Kidney is trying to go in again. No, the combo gets cleansed out. Rhaegar with a 6-city play. Maya 1, Kerrigan down. That was awesome. That was a great cleanse that just came in from Rhaegar. Really well done here.
Yeah. Vala may have been, or not Vala, Kerrigan may have been able to put some damage on Vala there, how that cleanse not came out, but he was baited into his death, and that's going to be a potential another 4 here for the red team. Stock setting up for a hook. Can he land it?
Oh.
Does not connect.
I like that they have Frost Shot also on level 16, because that's another really good setup. Oh my god, the flank Entombs a Dune. He gets the trade triggered and keeps himself alive here. They go for Stalk again, who's sitting at 35 stacks. Kill that hit point pool, good luck with that. Another hook connecting, and this time Zidune is not going to get away. Is he? No
I don't
way. No, Leo has him. Leo has him. Leo's sitting there, and the Swiffer to the face. That cleans that swipe straight off Thrall. And we're going to go straight in for the next one. The battle is still raging on. As long as Vala is alive, they're going to be in a world of pain here. Rhaegar kills Kerrigan, gets killed himself. It's a full-on brawl. The next death goes straight to Mephisto, and Urel still surviving here, trying to get a Tacita kill delivered. Ooh. But it doesn't look like it's going to work out for him.
That slow from Farlander is just enough. Porty Boss is jumping around, but the hopping ain't enough for him, as he does finally fall victim to Russia. The fort will go down to about half health. Should actually be able to stand here unless Val decides to commit to this. No, they're not going to. A shrine is active, and they need to back on up and make sure to heal in. Lane's going to come over here and delay those backs. Nicely done by him. That will be a tank that will be slowed to the rotation. But still, 17 3/4, almost 18 here for Team Russia, while 16 is barely about to hit for our blue team. Nothing left is definitely hurting.
Yeah, and they have 16 at least, so they can try and fight on the same talent again, but the problem is with Urel still dead and having to travel all the way up to the top, the chances on grabbing this are kinda slim. Now they get a lot of their cooldown backs in a few more seconds, so they might have a shot at fighting this, but it's going to be a pretty close call. But even for the defense, 16 alone would be great. There's also still that fountain that we're having on the side of the red team. They can pre-tap as they're moving in. That's exactly what they do. Dragon Queen might be a good tool now. 4-0 left to turn this around, but Team Russia is already angling for the fight here, and there comes the Entomb.
Entomb connects on Mephisto, but he's getting resets here. She goes about Zoom Kerrigan, using her ice block at the bottom right, trying to stay alive. There's a Maelstrom. Is there enough heals available? No, but Kidney will get picked off. Same time, Leoric on the back line, just being that spooky ghost. Potty Boss, same time, taking some auto attacks. He gets low on health himself. He does not have the Ardent Defender. Can he get away while Bala beats on his face? No! As Russia will be able to get 2 kills, and they're looking for a third. Boom! There's the hook. Rhaegar with the bite. Guru in trouble. There's the force wall, but Guru is done.
It really feels like honestly, the more tired Stalk gets, the more hooks he hits. It's honestly
he just throws them out casually.
Oh, the core is dropping now too, and of course that Punisher is delivering at the top lane right now. This is going completely bananas. We're having, at this point, 42 stacks on Stalks level 1. That means that he has already more than 1,200 additional hit points simply through his level 1. He's at 7,700 and we don't even have them with Storm Talents yet. They are absolutely murdering this game. 11 kills against 5. And what a deadly performance again for Zadoon, and Thrall is down. No chance for him, no chance for the keep. And that is going to be a 2-0 lead for Team Russia, 100%.
Z-Dune, more like Z-Doom as he gets picked off. The core will be next. Here's a Punisher jump on Guru. He's able to get out just barely, but the core, it can't move in. And it's going to get picked off as we go up 2-0 for Russia.
Game number 3, we're actually looking at Garden of Terror. The reworked Garden of Terror could be the last map in the grand final of Meta Madness. The Russians, they seem unbeatable. These guys get better the more tired they are. It's actually insane. I feel at this point, at least I have to apologize for the puns getting worse and worse as the games continue and less funny. Because I've been here like for 10 hours right now. But the Russians, I don't know, the later in the day it is, the better they play. And they are just dominating this grand final right now. Nothing left. They have to dig deep to make something happen here. Garden of Terror is the map. Basically a mix between Cursed Hollow and Tomb of the Spider Queen. And maybe that map is going to be the key for Nothing Left to start a comeback in this grand final. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, Nothing Left. Come into Garden of Terror to see if they can maybe uproot the opposing team, Team Russia. Will it be enough? Is definitely the question here, because game number 2 in particular, I thought they had some traction going on, and then it just seemed like after level 10, they just fell behind completely and could not get a fair fight. So we'll see if they can pull this off here on Garden of Terror.
Well,
as we get our bans.
Yeah, exactly. With the bans, Pseudo Global on Illidan, banned out. Falstad, banned out. Leaves Dehaka open. And of course the immediate question, how do you deal with Dehaka? Do you pick him for yourself? Your opponent is probably going to make that play. There's also Vikings to consider here. I mean, I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but it's still something that we have to at least mention, because those are available. Rhaegar gets picked first. High priority here from Korea Martian. And now I really want to see what Nothing Left has. I mean, it is their map choice, so show me what you got, boys.
I don't think the Vikings are crazy at all. I think you're fully merited with that comment, especially if what you're saying about the battleground. Because again, fair warning to those listening is I haven't played this map enough, but it sounds like Cursed Hollow with Webweavers pushing in, and in a way, Alterac Pass, Cursed Hollow are all battlegrounds that were kind of pretty alright when it came to pushing with the Vikings. If you could split them and have a good 4-man, and so I can see that fully paying off here on this battleground.
Okay, the Fruit Fly over Dehaka. That's interesting. Brightwing early on with Greymane.
They didn't want to give me death.
But you have Dehaka still up. There's Leoric and there's Junkrat. I mean, Toxic on Leo, sorry, but it's just, he has great plays there. Yes, even if he falls, they get the trade value usually out of him. They have definitely a bare bone, like a certain base to their draft, and as long as other teams don't attack that in the bans, of course they're going to rely on it over and over again. Why wouldn't they? I mean, it works so far, why would you change that in any way? As long as it doesn't get addressed, you're okay to go for it.
Oh. A missed ban opportunity?
Yeah. So they banned out something. Let's see if they actually just continue the draft at this point. We're pretty late into the day, so the last time that actually happened, they just announced the ban in the lobby that we can obviously not see. But if they continue right now, we're going to let that slide and just ask them later what the ban was. Again, it is already nearly 1 o'clock. It is actually already 1 o'clock in Russia. So ETC gets banned out. There is definitely a ban, so don't worry about them trying to get around that. If we are going into a 4th map, there will be another ban on the board that we're going to be talking about. But we're going to ask them then exactly what got banned out here. For now, we just accept it as it stands because it is insanely late and they've been here for a long, long time. So we have the double pick coming in now. On the side of Nothing Left.
You think so?
Tyrell, was Tyrell banned? Tyrell was banned out. Tyrell was banned.
Oh.
Phoenix and again Zool, like we saw on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Okay.
On this battleground?
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised too. And again, we have heroes like Arthur still around. By the way, Medivh is also still there on a big map. If you can get portal value, you know, you could also just portal Arthur's in. So I'm just questioning a couple of the choices here, unless Arthur's, of course. Oh, sorry, Arthur's is banned as the first pick here. And there's Sophia.
I mean,
And there's
there's always roaming Zul to talk about, right? Like, oh, there's the Vikings.
Vikings.
Okay.
Nice.
So we got a powerful 4-man for being able to push forward a lane, but also to get those bone presence just to say, we're going to delete something. And meanwhile, you let the Vikings just soak up the map, and you hope that you can win a map objective and just push their throats in.
Yeah, definitely nothing left is trying something here, and let's see if the Russians can deal with it as they rely on a shoot and try combo heading into Garden of Terror, game number 3 in the best of 5. Game number 3, everybody. Again, it could be the last map, but it's Garden of Terror. That in itself is already a bit of a win here for our stream. We have nothing left on the left with Poribos on the Vikings. Time to shine. With Greymane played by Blakidney, linked on Brightwing for the global, Phoenix played by Guru, and Zudun on Zul. On the right side of the map, Team Russia with Toxic on Leoric, Stalk on Stitches, Barnaby on Junkrat, Kolya Martian on Rhaegar, and Farlander is playing Ophir as we are heading into the 3rd game of the series.
So as I watch this, I'm interested to see who's going to be on babysitting duty. Typically, you need someone to watch the Vikings, right? Some options that you've always seen that are common, maybe a Zeratul could always be great. But I look at the composition here for the Russians, and I'm wondering who exactly will be that guy. There's Junkrat that can split off, but he doesn't really have that mobility until level 13. So it could be a bit of an issue, especially if this 4-man finds any traction from nothing left. So we'll see if Team Russia can handle that, because this is definitely scary. You have to be delicate with it in the early game.
Yeah, you definitely have to. I mean, this is a really, really big map, and for everybody that hasn't played on the new Garden of Terror yet or seen it in yesterday's games, it's pretty much a mix between Cursed Hollow and Tomb of the Spider Queen. So what you do, you have more or less tribute spawning as you see on Cursed Hollow. If a team collects 3 of those plants that are spawning on the map, then you have not web weavers, but the garden terrors tunnel onto the lanes, and 3, so 1 on each lane. So very similar concept and combination of those 2, but the map is still incredibly big, which is the reason why Vikings can shine here. But we have now, again, a combo that Team Russia has been running for a long time here, and that hasn't been addressed by Nothing Left in any way. They haven't banned out Stitches, they haven't banned out Rhaegar, they haven't taken away Leoric. They could have banned or picked any of these heroes and decided against it. And now, of course, the question is if that setup for Team Russia is working once more. Nothing Left is finally finding an answer to that setup and will put a point onto the scoreboard to at least force a 4th map out of the series.
What I do like about Nothing Left here is they are moving aggressively into Merc camp control. They got the Giants pushing the middle lane, which forced Team Russia to react, and how they reacted was bringing their own Giants. But during that downtime, we see a big push from the Merc camp in the bottom lane, as that camp will be grabbed. And remember, with that level 4 pickup from the Vikings, that Mercenary Lord coming in, that's going to allow for them to actually bolster that out and push aggressively. And Greymane is incredible for getting on structures. Meanwhile, Stitches getting hit with the Bone Prison. Here goes Greymane moving in and getting some decent damage, but a hook comes out on Guru.
Yeah, nice hook here. At the same time, Stork is already incredibly low and has to be careful. The longer this lasts, of course, the more value the Vikings are going to get here with the experience that they're gaining. But Zul dies first. They're trying to get the counter kill against Stork, and they should get in. Yes, Stitches falls here as we have Rhaegar focused on next. He gets dropped. They're trying to make the play for Toxic to make it the triple, but at least he is able to get out of here. And that's a great start here for Nothing Left. Not only the Viking value on lanes, but they're also going to gather the first seed here on Garden of Terror.
So, if I remember correctly, a total of 3 seeds will be needed to go for that big push that will be going forward. I feel like there can't be another mistake like that coming in from Team Russia. That was a devastating hit for them. And we're going to see if they're going to be able to control that pressure coming in from their opponents. Because, again, that Bone Prison into lockdown into Greymane damage, if it is not contained immediately, you'll see it kind of spread quickly. Especially with that level 4 getting picked up here for Brightwing, as she's moving straight into a full Polymorph build, in which you get the takedowns to get the full reset of Polymorph.
And Greymane is absolutely ripping them apart right now. Leoric dying again, and they're invading the camp and stealing it away too. the momentum that is about to build up here, 4-0 left, is pretty scary. They have the lead in talents, they have the Vikings still stoking on the map, and keep in mind, Vikings is actually a hero that oftentimes gets a lot more value in the later stages of the game when the map opened up, but this early already we're seeing them doing extremely well. Another kill against Leoric. Toxic is dying again, 4 kills against 1, as we finally have level 7 talents on the Russian side, and they're looking for a counter kill against the Dune, but they can't connect with Zul for the final hit.
Rhaegar doing his best here to struggle and keep everyone alive. Yeah, Vorpia in a bit of trouble, but Toxic finally will be spawning. There is going to be another seed available to be grabbed, and nothing left is looking to play around that seed. Stock steps up. Poribos is here, starting the channel on top of those Vikings. Toxic, meanwhile, taking some damage, while Z-Dune waits in the top right corner, waiting for that Bone Prison to come out.
Yeah, Kidney this time really low, so they're starting to focus Great Main a lot more when he tries to make the play. Guru warps out and gets away. Brightwing again with the teleport. Eric goes down. We still have the bot lane being pressured through, but this seed will likely go over to Team Russia now, as they are starting to take a stance here and make a statement with that last and final hit, but the experience is still looking a bit grim for them. Olaf gets actually found out, yep, vision granted, but they're not able to take him down as the reaction of Poribos is immediate and he moves away.
I do like how swift that decision was for Russia. They could not afford to really stand there and allow for the opposing team to let the Vikings soak up the entire time while building for that C. They really put a lot of faith in terms of stock, let him step up, get that hook off, and force a fight. But with only one seed being grabbed, they will now be in a position where they have to soak a level and a half just to get to 10, while their opponents are going to have a commanding lead for some time now.
There's a camp taken, and of course again a couple of those extra globes coming in for Stitches. But if you compare that already to the previous map, you can really tell that this is a much bigger map, and it makes it harder for Stitches to get all those region globes that he was able to gather on Infernal Shrines and Tomb of the Spider Queen. And again Stalk gets taken out here, ult even being used. They are far away from having heroic abilities, and this is just nothing left, running a beautiful game number 3 here to start a comeback into this series. 2 levels ahead, 5 kills against 1, and going straight for the next objective with just camp after camp taken.
Camp will be pushing in the bottom lane, and there's that seed available for grabs. 10 not even close for our team, so I assume that Team Russia is going to go ahead and wait this out, give up that seed, and then fight on the 3rd point later on. And there it is. 2nd seed has been grabbed. Bottom lane pushing in. And with the Viking there to help out with the level 4 talent, this will be a massive push. Already, Farlander is here to help clear it out. But I fear this fort could be taking a little bit more damage than they were expecting. Actually, I'm just kidding. Wow. Immediate response here from Team Russia, and they stop the push from pushing in.
Yeah, I mean, they are not even trying to push in with it, and I actually like it in the sense that they are playing for the later stages of the game, and with the Vikings on their side, I like that they're not trying to force this too hard. But this idea to run a strong format is definitely working. And Zedun and Zul look good on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and despite me questioning it a bit and thinking about them maybe taking Stitches, which was still available at the time, or branching off into another tank, the setup is working out, and they have through the wave clear just such an immense amount of siege damage that they can just browse through any wave and then do exactly that, start taking structures down while the Vikings are soaking. It's incredibly difficult for Team Russia to react to this, and they really struggle with it. They're getting another seed up at the top now, once they're taking down those few defenders, but to be fair, that comes at a high cost. That is 1 fort already down, and we still have a rotation for Junkrat, who jumps straight into the hands of the team, and that should be the end of Barnaby.
There he goes. No fall, straight will drop, no grenades connect, and that'll be a pick. So yes, consolation prize going over to Team Russia as they grab a 2nd seed, but with them losing a kill and of course an experience, 13 connects, 4, nothing left. And now you're in a situation where you have to make some plays pretty soon here. Will they be able to find themselves in a situation where they can fight for the seed, or do they just try and soak it out? Which is always a worry when you're playing against the Vikings. You're always feeling this pressure of, I'm so far behind, I have to make something happen, which can make it kind of hard, right? It blurs the line between what is the right play to come back and what is the right time to fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And oftentimes the way that you deal with it is you force a fight, and if you're able to just defeat that 4-man, then you can build momentum for yourself, take camps, take down a few of the Vikings, control the objective. But they're not really in a spot where they currently pull that off with how far behind they are, and these kills just keep coming in. And now we're seeing another objective being fought over, and that is actually going to be a bit more dicey, because it is going to be one objective no matter who takes it here. So with that lead in Talons, we should definitely see a fight. The hook comes in, but doesn't really force a kill, and instead it's Farlander who nearly dies, but the Ancestral keeps him alive. In comes the Riptire, they're trying to split against it. A bit of damage pushed out, but this is a problem, and a big one for Team Russia now. A lot of cooldown burn against this, and already the Ancestral down. Black Kidney is low though, Black Kidney falls, and he does! What a fantastic Ophia ult!
Actually able to grab them, but Z-Dude at the same time is getting off some big cleaves there from Zul. Zul doing actually some decent damage. It was not something you say very often. And Z-Dune able to turn that around with the help of Phoenix as well. Greymane may have fallen, but Team Russia bites off more than they can chew, literally, with that huge jaw coming out from Orphea.
Yeah, and now we're having the plants pop onto the map. The Garden Terrors are there, and this is starting to get really worrisome. That fight was pretty much without the Vikings, and at this point, 2 of the forts are down. Massive push in the middle. The bot lane is getting attacked by the entire team. A 2.5 level lead, looking at little 16 talents coming through any moment right now. And this is a massive, massive onslaught against the Russian team that they are going to have a tough time to stop here.
Sokka's trying to just zone out the opposing team. 3 levels behind, they finally clear out the first of the Garden Terrors here in the bottom lane, but that's going to be an open invitation for nothing left to push whatever lane they would like as they join in the middle with the rest of the Vikings. Farlander doing his best here to clean out Olaf, but again, they gotta focus this down. Finally in the middle, it's getting lower and lower in health as the help from Junkrat is there, but will they start to lose a keep as Greymane and crew step up?
About to, like, their top lane already is heavily getting attacked, and there is still one of the Garden Terrors there. The hook comes in, and the jaws, everything gets thrown out, but they don't get the kill. Instead, it's Ophia falling, and that could be a second one as Toxic is being attacked. Kidney has to move away, and oh my god, he survives with 25 HP.
He's gonna heal on up, but that keep, I don't think will survive. Kidney goes in, gets a little bit of a cleave. There's the help of Z-Dune. Although a Junkrat grenade does come over, there's no damage to follow up and find this kill. Guru's looking for his own pickoff too, but Stock able to heal up thanks to his Devour there. He's actually looking to chase as Stitches and crew are chasing down Phoenix. Phoenix with a big hitbox, if he does get hit with a hook, it could be the end of him. He does get hooked, and that's gonna be a pick. But at what cost?
Yeah, Duro goes at least down, so that kind of worked for them, but if you look at the experience, they're 3 levels behind. The keep at the top lane has taken severe damage, and at the bottom of the map, there's another camp now taken too. Farlander finds Olaf, is trying to get the kill, but the Vikings are rushing away, as we are seeing bot side still the push happening with catapults, with, everything on this map is just screaming victory for nothing left now. Russia needs to get big kills in and a lot of momentum, and I just don't know if they can still pull it off, because they lost so much ground on the map. They have to win the objective at this point if they really want to accomplish something. And with them being 3 levels behind, the stats disadvantage alone is already a massive problem. And at this point, we can also see play again to just get more aggression around big team fights, especially since large and in charge is now a huge staple for nothing left. And with a kill against Leo right now, that's one that you have to give up.
There's always Stitches here. Do not forget about him. 16 fishing hook could be the game changer that Team Russia will be looking for / need. But I agree with your sentiment here. Things are not looking good for them. 16 is right around the corner. They can give up the seed. In fact, they should, especially after losing Leo. They need to clear up that bottom lane, which Baylog is making quick work of, especially with the help of that night camp. They actually might just lose his keep. Okay, yeah. Junkrat comes in, but will he be here in time? I don't think so.
If Polibo starts attacking here too, then that thing should fall, and it does not look like Junkrat has a chance.
Riptire?
Riptire to save the keep.
Worth though.
Yeah, worth it. Totally true.
Top lane being pushed in though. There's a hook though. It's gonna be hitting Guru. Gonna warp out. Stock goes in with the Putrid Vial, maybe a little bit premature, but they want to clear out this camp, and that damage will be helpful there. Here's a phase shift for Greymane. Orphea goes in deep, maybe a little bit too far, as the Salvo pops out too.
Yeah, they're trying to get the kill here, but the first one to fall is Greymane, and that's a problem. Maybe they can get a little bit more. We still have the Vikings pushing in the middle in the bot lane. That keep is going to suffer a bit more damage, but with them taking down Greymane, that's a retreat, and Zadoon falls too. Russia again able to get a few kills in and stay alive for a bit longer. The keep bot side is losing HP, but it's not going to fall. We're seeing 20 coming in for nothing left on the other hand. But all of a sudden, Team Russia is, again, as so often, starting to get a bit more momentum. It's not really a lot yet, but they're trying to come back in this game, but Nothing Left is attempting to shut them down, but delivering another fatal hit to the structure at the top lane.
I mean, feel free to color me impressed here. That Rhaegar is just yelling really loud for him to live here. And there's going to be Guru on the side going for a warp, but he gets hit with a hook. A stock comes in from the side, and that should be a pickup on Phoenix. LinkedIn's doing everything he can to keep him alive, but it might be too little too late. Phoenix will fall with level 20, even the Unconquered Spirit not be enough. Link able to blink heal away thanks to Poryboss helping out, but he's being chased down as Russia are looking for some kills and a comeback.
Yeah, and they're finding them. They're 2 level behind still, but of course the objective on the map is something that Nothing Left has now to deal with too. Granted, they have taken 2 keeps down, and that is a huge deal right now. But they are still not won this game. So if you know one thing about the Russians is that they will always come back into a series and always are good for a comeback. If 6.5 out of 10 was a meme that was made for a reason, it was with the Russians in mind here. They are insane when it comes to comeback potential. They literally bring comeback potential into Heroes of the Storm here, but Nothing Left still has a significant lead in this.
They might have enough time here to actually go straight in for this keep here in the middle lane. I mean, 10 more seconds before Phoenix back on the field. If Stalk can find a hook before that 10 seconds expires as well, that'd be a great position for Team Russia. Leoric are already rotating down as well. They want this keep. They want that passive experience. Farlander helping out the attacks, and there it goes. The keep will fall. Russia has managed to grab their own, and there's a hook on the kidney. He's trying to go in. There's the big rip tire. It's gonna be 2, it's gonna be 3, it's gonna be a pickup. Russia, how do you do this game after game?
Unbelievable. They get the double kill. They're trying to go for a triple. They could end. They have 20. They could actually end. They take 1 objective. They drop 2 forts and they keep with it. And they go for the core after Nothing Left dominated the entire 3rd game up to this point. The Russians are going for core. The Russians are going to drop it. They are going to take it. It's a 3-0 victory for Team Russia as they crown themselves the Meta Madness champions. An unbelievable tournament. The comeback kings, they are here. Team Russia winning another insane comeback as they take game 3.